Hey everyone, Dr. Sonya here from Divine Elements. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about my process in the last couple of months. And some of you really reached out after I posted about a state of mind that I can get into when there's overwhelm and fatigue, and that is depression. I can really hit some lows when things aren't probably going the way I hoped they were going to be going, and I get into overwhelm and fatigue, and my mind starts going, and especially when I'm not doing the things that I would do to keep me on track. So that's meditation, and that's yoga, and it's surrounding myself with material that's elevating. If I'm not doing that on a consistent basis, it's really easy for me to fall back into this old pattern of lower mood. And I wanted to connect that to our physical body and how our hormones play a role in that change. So yesterday, when I was trying, thank you, when I was trying to get myself out of that state, of course, Nick, hooked me up to a chelation IV, and then we did some brain neurofeedback. And while we were doing the neurofeedback, I was listening to, of course, Tony Robbins, and he said something in there that really hit home for me. And he said something like, I'm paraphrasing now, but that change is constant, but progress is not. So it really tuned into what I've been feeling for the last couple of months. I've been feeling stuck. So when you're feeling stuck, you feel like you're not progressing. You feel like you're not growing. And for me, that really, it does feel like a death. It feels like I'm not living my purpose. So when I'm not doing that, I can easily get into that state of depression and that state of low mood. And that then in turn will affect my hormones. So my hormones have been off for the last couple of months because my cortisol has been rising due to the stress that I've been experiencing, and due to the stress that I've been perceiving from the experience that I'm having. It's basically turning off the hormones that would convert into things like estrogen and progesterone and the testosterone, the good stuff that we all need in order to feel vital and feel like ourselves as women especially. So I haven't been feeling like myself. And then from that, it's really hard to manifest what it is that you want. And being at work again today too, it just reminded me that my biggest purpose really is to serve. And that's how I grow. So when I'm not aligning myself with that, it's really hard to shift out of that state. So it's such a good reminder. So I encourage all of you to figure out what that is for you. It keeps going back to that big why. Like, what is your why? What is your purpose? Why are you here? And what gives you that joy? For me, it's being in service and reminding myself that there's always a bigger picture and that everything else is just details. Another thing that I have noticed over this time, because I've been vulnerable, because I've been reaching out and sharing what I'm feeling, the tribe that I have around me is amazing. I've been getting so much support, now I'm getting emotional, from all my friends and my family and my patients. So thank you. I just wanted to take some time to thank everybody, because it hasn't been easy, and it's not even a big thing that we're going through. Everybody goes through this, but it's just how I'm perceiving change. And as a mother, you're always taking on the change of your children too. So thank you. And I wanted to relate it back to our physical health, because I was sharing this with a friend of mine that I physically don't feel like I normally do. Like, I don't feel vital. I don't feel like I can live it to lead it, which I normally do. And so it was just, sometimes you have to get into those experiences and really see what it is that you're tapping into, so that you can live it to lead it again. And so it was such a good reminder for me that if I want my hormones to be vital, if I want to feel strong and steady, that I have to do my routine. Like Tony Robbins was talking about that in the video too. It's like rituals are the key. If I've committed to meditation, I need to do it every day. If I'm committing to physical exercise, I need to do it every day. If I'm committing to writing in a journal or going for a walk or whatever it is that gives you joy. A homework assignment I give to a lot of patients is to create a happy list and finding something in that list that you can do every single day, so that you're always progressing, you're always growing in some way in your life, and to surround yourself with a tribe that will allow you to have these moments and then elevate you when you're in those moments. Because that is what's going to help your mental health, your emotional health, and your physical health. And the reason I wanted to tie all of this to our hormones is that some of the podcasts that we've been releasing in Women of Wellness, there's a bit of a theme that you probably noticed. We did one on polycystic ovarian syndrome. We did one on estrogen dominance. There's one on endometriosis. And they all have an underlying foundation of excess estrogen from our environments. Like a lot of excess, a lot of things that the body doesn't need. And we tend to take on this excess when we feel like there's a lack somewhere else. So that's kind of tapping into more of the energetics of it. But when we're not living our authentic life, when we're not doing the right things for ourselves, the body will always speak to us. So these diagnoses of PCOS and endometriosis, estrogen dominance, all these things, our hormones are continuously communicating with each other, with our nutrients. And when we're not nourishing ourselves physically with the things that we're putting in our mouth, or nourishing ourselves at the soul level or the mental emotional level, the body will speak. So I encourage you to listen to those episodes. They're really short and quick and really sweet, just giving more insight into what these conditions are, how they come about, and some things that you can do about it. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support, and what a great opportunity for me to really go back to what I'm teaching. And so thank you for that.